Mixed martial arts giant One Championship is now sinking its teeth into the lucrative esports space with its first planned events for the 2019-2020 season. Now, the new venture will kick off with a hybrid martial arts and martial arts esports event in Tokyo and a pair of Dota 2 competitions. Now, esports will also be featured for the first time in the COMEX Technology Show this year. Around 200 esports players from around the region will vie for a total of $35,000 across 4 tournaments and 6 game titles. Now, to tell us more, I have journalist Lester Wong. Welcome, Lester.
Thanks for having me.
Lester, I understand this is your first time on TBS?
Yes, it is.
Nervous?
Of course.
Don't be, because I know that this is your pet subject, esports.
I do like
right?
esports. Yeah.
And you're a player yourself, esports player yourself?
Not a very good one, but yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay, so you do dabble in it. So maybe, Lester, for a start, if you could briefly just tell us what esports is all about.
So I think the short answer would be it's a mix, a marriage of competitive video gaming and sports.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really do justice to how radically new esports is. Even today, about a decade after the term first came into vogue, we're still adjusting our ideas as to what esports is. And I mean, it's a place where 16-year-olds can be the best in the world at what they do and become multi-billionaires for doing that.
Right.
And it's a place as well where, you know, all the viewership and all the action, I mean, it takes place in the virtual realm. So that's something that's very new. It's not quite happened before.
Right. And you've also, as we were speaking earlier on, you've likened esports to like a relationship.
Yes, I did, yes.
Tell us more about the analogy.
So it's really like the early stages of a relationship. So on one hand, you have video games, and on the other hand, you have sports. And so you lump them together, they like each other. But, you know, slowly over time, they've got to find out what the other person is like.
Yep.
Just like in any relationship, they've got to figure out how to live together. So what it takes to just stay together for the long term.
Right. You know, of course, like you mentioned, it's still new and all that, but the rise in its popularity can be seen. What has contributed to the popularity, and what is the esports scene like in Singapore?
I think there are very many factors to account for its popularity. I think the first, most obvious reason is how just everything in our life has been shifting towards technology and digitalization, and what we consume as part of our entertainment is the same thing that's happening with esports here.
Yeah.
And I mean, part of it's also how people in the past, they used to enjoy sports, and it's the same thing for esports. People start playing these games, people start to get really good at them, and other people discover that they would really like to watch the people who are the best at the games. So, and that's where the audience comes from, that's where the money comes from.
Right, and what about the scene in Singapore? What's the esports scene in Singapore? Is it picking up? Is it as popular as other countries?
So I think the esports scene in Singapore is picking up steam.
Yeah.
We have a lot of gamers, but the fact that there are going to be players who are going to the SEA Games November and December to try and win medals for Singapore for the first time. I mean, I think that's a big step forward in terms of attracting mainstream attention for esports in Singapore.
Yeah, and what do you think are their chances? You know, Singapore's chances in that.
Well, to be fair, I think we've got a shot at maybe winning 1 gold, maybe.
Wow. Okay.
A couple other medals, yeah.
Okay.
But don't take it from me.
But this is, of course, your hunch.
This
right?
is speculation.
Speculation. Okay. And of course, talking about players and you know, it is a lucrative business. Esports is lucrative, especially for one American teenager who recently won US $3 million. That is about 4.1 million Sing dollars. Yep. After winning a video game tournament, Fortnite. That's what it's called.
Fortnite.
Yeah. Tell us more about that.
So in this genre, you basically get 100 players. You dump them on the map.
Yeah.
They all try to kill each other and be the last one standing. So basically, that's what he's the best in the world at.
Oh,
and
okay.
to put that in perspective, I mean, the 3 million, it's more than the Wimbledon singles tennis champion Novak Djokovic made. Yeah.
Wow.
He made about 2.86 million US dollars. Yeah.
My goodness, and he is only 16 years old, right? The 16-year-old Kyle. Now, of course, how many? And there were 100 players. You said.
Every single game there are 100 players, yes. But I mean, the different categories. So there was also, I believe, a pairs category where you compete as a pair and you try to be the last pair standing.
Right.
So there was a pair that walked away with also $3 million. Yeah.
But for him, it's solo So solo 16-year-old Kyle won US $3 million. I wonder what I will be doing with that US $3 million.
I
What
wonder
will you do with the US $3 million?
I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell you offhand because it requires a lot of thought. I believe that Kyle said he was going to save most of the money though.
Ah, okay, that's good. That's good planning right there. All right. Once again, thank you so much, Lester, for coming on to the show. To tell us more about esports and the esports scene. Now, definitely for all the gamers out there, for more news and videos on esports, you can visit our website at www.straitstimes.com. That wasn't too bad, Lester. For your first time, yeah?
Not too bad.
Was okay?
Yeah.
You're okay, don't worry about that. Now, earlier on, we spoke to foreign editor Jeremy to tell us more about the situation in Hong Kong, especially after the news briefing in Beijing yesterday that has sparked off some unpleasant situation in Hong Kong. And of course, we had our first timer right here, Lester, to tell us more about esports and the esports scene in Singapore. So that is all we have for you for Top Story for today. Now, for more news and videos, do log on to straitstimes.com. Once again, I'm Haryanto. Join us same time tomorrow for more stories on The Big Story.